Alright, so in the last video we basically talked about my own personal concerns, I think some concerns that are shared by other people, when it comes to the hazards off and tournament stages. So for this video I want to be more, upbeat and really excited, because honestly with hazards off there's so many cool stages that we get to use, and if you want to play a more competitive and tournament focused mindset. I also wanted to clarify, because I don't think some people got this. In the last video I was talking about concerns regarding TOs in picking tournament legal stages, not complaining to the developers to change anything, because honestly the developers have done enough. I think this game is going to be so amazing. I cannot wait to play it, so I'm definitely not trying to complain to them about fix this for me please. No, I'm just talking about TOs, since developers made their choices. They gave us more than enough stages. It's ridiculous the amount of stages we can potentially use. Having too many stages to pick from is an amazing problem to have, and now it's just the ball's in our court, it's on us to pick. So that was where that video was going. And with that, let's get started. Alright, so the first two are two I brought up in the last video, WarioWare and Pokemon Stadium 1/2. With hazards off, they both kind of have the same layout, so that's why I'm putting them kind of together there. I could see people talk about Pokemon Stadium 1 with hazards on, but I think with so many stages people will probably be averse to that decision, but the option's there if you want to pick between the two and you just like the way Pokemon Stadium 1 looks more than Pokemon Stadium 2. But also what's kind of cool, well, not cool, but interesting between these two stages is them being hazardless was a thing that was done in PM, which WarioWare is one of my favorite stages in that game, as was Pokemon Stadium. So it's cool to see in an official Smash game, we now have the option to play on WarioWare and Pokemon Stadium 2 without WarioWare doing gimmicky transformings and Pokemon Stadium 2 having just awful transformations. I play the stages casually. Maybe people don't get that I do both competitive and play casual at times, and I just don't like Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium 2 transformations suck. Competitively and casually, I just don't like it. Anyway, alright, next up is the Unova Pokemon League. I think on 3DS it was just called End's Castle. Maybe that was just the name of the song. I know it is End's Castle in the background, and it raises up like it does in black and white. But what's said about this stage is, well, when you look at it, it's flat, 2 platforms, and there's no, the side things don't come in. The Pokemon appear in the background, but they don't do anything. They're just kind of cosmetic, which turns out that's kind of how the Castlevania stages too. They don't really do stuff when they come in. They just come in, change the background a bit and then go away. But this stage almost looks a lot like Pokemon Stadium with where the platforms even sit. So I can see this being a Pokemon Stadium alternative, because it has Pokemon Stadium but it has walls, so you can wall jump up for characters that like that. So a character like that could maybe, if this is on with Pokemon Stadium and a roll set, you can go okay, Pokemon Stadium is better for this, but I have a wall jump character who will help my recovery, so I'll pick Kalos League, or sorry, Unova League. Being a Kalos League. Kalos Pokemon League, same thing. It's flat as 2 platforms. They're more off the side than the other ones, so this is a little different, and the stage itself is a bit bigger. I don't know if Pokemon actually come into the background of this one. I don't think I saw anyone I saw this stage played, but this stage is such a sick stage. I always loved that they put the stage in the game, and it's cool to have a version of it that doesn't do a bunch of weird things, like Wailmer popping up and trying to flush you down the drain. Next we have Castle Siege. Now this one doesn't transform, so it's on the first transformation. Now I personally don't mind Castle Siege transformations, but I get the second transformation definitely promotes camping. Also the statues have hurt boxes that eat your attacks and do really weird things, but the first transformation of Castle Siege is it's alright. So this stage is literally just the first transformation of Castle Siege. So this one's iffy. I mean, maybe it could be a counter pick. I don't know how many rule sets will actually run this one, but still, just for playing, it's nice to play on Castle Siege, some form of it. The one after, Arena Ferox, I'm so excited for. Arena Ferox looks so sick, because Arena Ferox is a stage that on 3DS was used. I'm not sure how long it was used, but definitely it was tried. Normal Arena Ferox was tried on 3DS as a stage, but there wasn't that many 3DS tournaments. Wii U came out and 3DS tournaments dried up. Well, this version of Arena Ferox has 2 statues and they have 3 platforms, but it's 2 are stacked kind of like WarioWare and one's off on the side. Now, a weird thing about this stage, the platforms are tilted. One time you see Zelda gets hit by Mewtwo Final Smash and ends up sliding on a platform and teching it because of that. But other than that, this is a really cool stage. So I'm really excited for this stage, and I think a lot of rule sets and a lot of tournaments will try this stage. So even if not, this is a stage I'm excited to play on. Alright, this is an interesting one that's I didn't see it working out this way, because before we have Halberd, right? And Halberd was changed so it still moves around, but the ship just doesn't attack you. So I thought, oh, maybe Skyloft will still move, but no, they changed Skyloft. Skyloft is a flat platform. So it's a platform, and it has 2 slanted upward platforms and 1 at the top. And it's still Skyloft, so like you can shark under it. Same thing with Halberd, because it's the platforms you can move under. You could like let go of a ledge, hit under it, or even recover through it. So some rule sets don't. I've heard some rule sets don't want to use it because of that. Both of these both Halberd and Skyloft. But like honestly, I'm super excited for both of them, especially Halberd, because Halberd is one of my favorite stages in Brawl. Like Halberd, Free Orphean, Yoshi's Island, Brawl. Those are like my 3 favorite, not in that order. Yoshi's definitely my absolute favorite, but those are my 3 favorite stages from that game. And all of them are in this game, and like I'm super excited to play on them. And next we have Rainbow Cruise. This one's kind of interesting because Rainbow Cruise in Brawl was originally, it was legal, but I feel like it was one of those stages that got banned because of Meta Knight. But like Rainbow Cruise was a legal stage, like the cruise ship moving, all the transformations, it was legal at the start of Brawl. I don't know how long into Brawl before it got banned. This version of Rainbow Cruise is literally just the ship, so it doesn't go through all the other parts where it comes with like a auto-scrolling stage. I was gonna say walk-off. Technically it is, but it comes like an auto-scroller at parts, and it goes back down to the ship. None of that's there. Like literally, it is the ship. So what I hear about this one, well, I think it's pretty interesting. The thing is, it has a wall on one side, so that might be an issue for people. But like, I think it's pretty interesting layout. At least it's the ship. It has 2 platforms above it, kind of a higher platform on the side, but that platform has a wall to it. So the wall might be hold up for people. We have so many options on stages, but like, I'm excited for this stage. This stage looks pretty cool. Now, New Super Mario Bros. U is a really interesting one because this stage is like, it doesn't transform, so it's just the first layout, but it's big. So like, there's 3 platforms, 2 kind of next to each other, 1 off on the side, and it's a pretty big stage. So this one is like, I think doubles. Like this is a sick double stage, so I think this stage would be really sick with doubles and a doubles rule set. If doubles has different stages, this stage seems like it's be a really cool one to use. For normal stuff, it seems like it's probably a little too big, but again, gotta try stuff. And then we have Bryn Star. Now, Bryn Star is the other stage. I think it's pretty cool to see it, like, because the thing about Bryn Star is the acid comes up, which disrupts stuff, and then the stage itself, you can break the platform, which will launch someone, and you can break the little things in the middle and fall through. So with this, there's no hurt boxes anywhere on the stage, can't break anything, and the acid's not there. What I've heard is sharking on this stage. I don't see how, but maybe that's an issue. But like, Bryn Star looks really cool. And the last one of the winners is Kongo Jungle 64. So it is Kongo Jungle 64. The barrel's not there, and the 2 platforms that kind of rotate around just sit at the top. So it's like 3. It almost is like an elevated Lilat, but it dips in the middle when you look at it. Because it's 3 platforms of this around the same height, except Lilat is 2. The 2 side ones are lower, the middle one's higher. This one is the 2 higher side ones, the middle one's lower. And then the stage is kind of flat with like a curve in the middle. You could probably still recover through this stage. Might be an issue, but like, this is another stage that looks interesting. It's pretty. Kongo Jungle 64 is pretty big. I think it got relegated. It got put in doubles in Smash 4, so I could kind of see it being a double stage again, but still really cool. All right, so next year we're going to be calling the runners up. So these ones are ones that like I think would be really cool to play on, but when it comes to like using them in tournaments, which is kind of the theme of winners kind of thing, of stages that would be like, oh, look at all these cool stages that if you want to play in a tournament setting or a tournament mindset, like all these awesome stages we get with Hazards Off, right? So these ones are ones that I feel like need to be tested. Like these are the ones that are more fringe. Like even some of the ones I said before probably aren't all going to be on because there's so many stages. Again, good problem to have, but these are the ones I feel like a couple reasons we'll probably try them, but we got to see more of them. So Peach's Castle 64 is the first one. It's just like the bottom platform doesn't move, and there's no bumper, so it's a static stage. You can go through the bottom platform still. You can grab the edges of it, and then there's like the side, like slanted walls in the air still, which would be really weird to see how those play out. But yeah, I think this stage is pretty cool. I'll definitely be playing it. I don't know if it's going to be legal because some people will have issues with the side walls in the air and stuff like that, but I think it's an interesting stage nonetheless. So next to Mario Maker and Gamer are kind of weird because these are stages that every time you play on them, they're different. But when we saw Hazards Off Gamer, for instance, it was 3 platforms, 2 stacked, and then 1 off to the right of it. And then it was just the table. So that was Gamer, but we don't know if so we only saw it once, I'm pretty sure. We don't know if every time you play, is it different. So, and the same thing with Mario Maker, because Mario Maker, it seemed pretty big, but it seemed like it doesn't transform or do any of that stuff, and all the platforms are static, but it's just like, we don't know if it always has the same layout every time you play on them. So these are stages, they're here because they definitely have to be tested. Because if they change every time, if it's not too disrupting, maybe, but I feel like a lot of people have issues with that. I think it'd be pretty interesting. to have slightly different layouts on it each time, but then it's kind of like a dice roll, because maybe you get a roll that's like, this layout's pretty sick for my character. It's like, ah, I wanted another layout. Well, I could just go back and pick the stage again and try again. Kind of like, not the same, but like the 8-axis fighters, so like Tekken, Soul Calibur, they just pick random and you just get whatever stage and just play on it. Gamer could be like this game's version of that, where it's not like, you know, it's not like walled stage, no walls, but like the platform layout changes and stuff. The big thing is if this stage gets a Cave of Life, because that's the thing with Gamer is like, one of them, like these ones you can go through the platforms, but Gamer has some layouts where there's like books and you just get knocked into the book and can tech it, and like you just keep doing that. So if it does have that with Hazards Off, it's probably not gonna happen. But if it doesn't, then I think Gamer would be pretty interesting, honestly. All right, next we have Kongo Jungle for Melee. So this stage, when you walk on the middle part of it, there's like no dip as you walk, so it's just flat. The rock is still there on the side, the barrel's gone, and the log that sometimes appears on the left isn't there either. It's an interesting layout, but the layout is pretty similar to WarioWare. Just there's the rock on the side, so like, I don't like. It's another one of those stages kind of people either see people want to try it, but I feel like a lot of people just see WarioWare and see this stage and say, why bother with both? But the thing is, if you're just playing the game, just play the game. You don't have to worry about that. And then Wily's Castle's in a similar state, honestly, because the cool thing about Wily's Castle is literally you turn off hazards, it's like its Omega form from Smash 4, because most Omegas were changed to be exactly like FD, so there's not really walls, they curve in and all that stuff. But if you have Wily's Castle hazards off, it is like the old Omega Wily's Castle, so it's like an FD that has walls on the side, which could be pretty interesting if you want an FD alternative that has walls to wall jumping things. Now, some rule sets probably, or early stage lists at least, until it's like we get a standard one, probably aren't going to run this, because what's the point when you have FD every stage? But it's a cool alternative, and it's got nice music. And the last one is Port Town Aero Dive. So it has all the same transformations, so it has walls on some. One has a walk-off. I think there's only one with actually a walk-off. It's like the one where it goes up in an L. And yeah, all that stuff is still there, just there's no cars. Now, do I think the stage is actually going to be legal? See, Mute City was legal early on in Melee, but it got banned eventually. But like, it was a legal stage back then. I don't, honestly, no. I don't think a lot of rule sets will try this stage, but I think the stage is going to be fun. So when I'm playing the game, I will probably just play Port Town Aero Dive versus people, because like this stage without cars sounds great, because like all the F-Zero stages are fun, just sometimes the cars are just kind of annoying. So the fact that you can play Port Town Aero Dive and it's the full stage, moving around, doing all that stuff, just no cars, sounds like a lot of fun. So definitely be one I'll be playing at least. Alright, so those are the stages that I'm excited to play on in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I'll say this again, yes, this is very much a tournament player's mindset of, oh, okay, these stages seem a lot of fun with hazards off and not as kind of random or stuff hitting you. Like, I get people like to play Smash different ways, you know? That's the cool thing about this game. All the Smash games, like, there's so many different ways to play them. Like, just because I like playing, you know, stocks, hazards off, or hot stocks, items off, you know, tournament legal in quotation mark stages, because that's fun to me, doesn't mean like I'm sitting here telling you, nah, it's the only way to play the game, man. Can't play any other way. You're just wasting your time. Like, no, like, the beautiful thing is you can play this game however you want, and then we can all come together and just have fun and enjoy it. So like, let's enjoy Ultimate. I think Ultimate's gonna be sick. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what stages you're excited for, well, hazards on, off, or just in general, and hope to catch you guys in the next one.